again. You might be thinking, huh? Wasn't he just live yesterday? Let me check. Get audio. Let's see. Give me a second to start the stream. See if everything works fine. Uh-oh. Wasn't he just live yesterday? Okay, there we go. Yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to be doing some more live streams as of now on because I feel like this is a really loose and chill format. Doesn't require a lot of preparation for me and is really simple to set up. I just want to make sure that I'm on public. Okay, looks good. Yeah, I know it's a Monday. Might not be the best time and day for streaming, but a lot of you can watch the stream at a later part. And you can see today's a slightly different setting than usual. I have two DAWs opened up, Ableton Live being one and Bitwig being the other. Why is that so? Why is he working with a different DAW now? Well, that's because I want to open up my sound design perspectives a bit more. Anyway, the reason I'm doing these live streams more often is, again, because I feel like I have a lot to share. I do a lot of behind the scenes work, a lot of work that I haven't shared with anybody so far. And I feel like this is also a good way for the people that have subscribed to me to get to know a bit more of the in-depth organic house sound design. Also, I feel like all of the packs that I've worked on so far on LotusTunes have been creation of packs that, how do I say it best? I would always sit down in a particular session and design sounds specifically for creating a sound pack. And I want to switch it up a bit. I want to create tracks, and out of those tracks that I create, I want to export the stems or the individual samples to then create a more authentic sound pack, right? Not saying that the other sound packs aren't authentic, it's just I want to switch up the strategy a bit more. And I don't know if you guys checked out the Afro pack. So, yes, again, okay, let me actually switch to Ableton because you guys are more used to Ableton. Afro has this folder called, where is it? Drums, loops, groove kits. Right, so it's a combination of different stems that make up a full groove, and you can dissect the individual elements. Like the kick, just the tops. Layer number 2, just the kick, just the tops, just the clap. And I like the idea of this folder, but I feel like I could create an entire track and bounce out those stems. So instead of just creating groove kits, you would create something like a track kit, not a construction kits. The construction kits are a bit lame. I feel like those are just like pre-built tracks, just stemmed out. I want to create specific folders with a variety of different like melodies, let's say, song starters, and groove kits, but make those fit to each other, if that makes any sense. So these live streams are going to showcase a bit more of the behind the scenes sound design process. And I gotta see for how long I'm gonna stream today. I prepared a coffee to keep me woke. And yeah, see how it goes, because it's really warm here in Germany right now. Like the weather is pretty warm. So I would like to start off with Bitwig today, and maybe switch back and forth between Bitwig and Ableton Live. So you guys let me know if you have any sound. I don't know, how is it streaming on Monday actually? Do people actually join in? Yeah. Balint is there. We got Danny in the chat as always. Nice to see you here. You're doing such a great job. From Anderson, I make techno but use a lot of your tricks. Thank you so much. I'm glad to see everyone here. Glad to see you're joining in. Let's see. Oh, okay. Already got 6 people in on a Monday. Nice. Cool. Okay, let's start with Bitwig. So Bitwig is a slightly different interface than Ableton. Don't worry, I'm still going to stay with Ableton. I love Ableton. Been using it for years and I'm going to continue to use it. but just for the sake of coming up with different sounds that I otherwise wouldn't have come up with, I'm going to switch to Bitwig, specifically for these sound design sessions. So I want to create something like, let's say in this region is going to be top loop number 1, loop or track number 1. This region is going to be track number 2. This is going to be track number 3. And I'm going to take the time to really dial in on how the individual elements sound, and then move on to the next step. And I also might switch DAWs every now and then. So I'll switch between Ableton Live and Bitwig and see how that works for me. And yeah, so let's get a track going, right? Let's get some kind of a top loop going. Take a sip of our coffee. I would like to start with a simple kick. So Bitwig has these instrument tracks and audio tracks, similar to how Ableton Live has MIDI tracks and audio tracks as well. And within this, how are we going to start with a kick preferably, right? So you can select your devices here as well. Like I think there's a device called E-Kick, which is pretty cool. I'm going to load that into my instrument track 1, which is basically like Ableton Live's 808 drum rack. I have this adaptive grid, so in Ableton Live we would always right click and we would see our grid options, but in Bitwig that's down here. You can either set it to adaptive or set your grid straight from the start here. Double click to create a MIDI clip, double click that MIDI clip to enter piano roll, very similar to Ableton Live. Here we're going to move into 4th because we want to draw on a kick, right? And I believe that similar to Ableton Live, C3 is always the root note of the kick. And then we're going to loop this up. And we're going to work with 110 BPM because the new sound pack-ish thing, like I have no concept, no idea for it, but I want to make it more down-tempo, organic, and slower, because all the packs that I've worked on previously are around 120 BPM, 123, 110 BPM is a bit more of a chill vibe. So we get to switch between these panels down here. By hitting D, you open up this device panel, which is very similarly structured to Ableton Live. And I'm going to loop this section up here. And on audio track number 2, I'm going to look for a sample. And I believe you can either select your sounds here. I have mine set up here under sound content. Or you could also hit plus here, go into location, sound content. But there's nothing in here. Why? Because we need to go into everything, I believe. Ish. Samples. Yeah, you can also access your samples here. Or, yeah, there we go. Location, sound content, and then type in kick. And you get a variety of different kicks here. But I want to work with a loop. So we're going to go into... I want to layer a kick. So let's see if we have... I'm just looking for the transient, right? So I'm going to put it here and hit cancel because I don't need that anymore. So we have the low end here and the high end here. Going to use EQ like this and dial down the low end. So it's really, I have never used Bitwig before. It's really new to me as well, but it's just so similar to Ableton Live that it feels quite intuitive to me. You have these audio clips, and on the side you can see, similar to Ableton Live, also the warp modes. And there's a ton of different warp modes: granular, spectral, and unstretched or unwarped. So Elastic Pro is like Complex Pro, and you got Stretch HD, which is more like the Beats warp mode, I feel like. Yeah, just test out the individual warp modes to see which one sounds best. What I feel like I'm missing is a function to right-click, show in browser. but therefore it has this bounce in place function, which is really useful. Basically don't need resampling anymore. Let's see if we have any other kick. I don't like this kick one that much. Maybe knee has some nice kicks. Just looking for the transient to layer with my kick here. Maybe this. This one's good. And as a comparison, in instrument track number 3, we're going to load up a drum machine, which is basically like Ableton Live's drum rack. Like, it looks legitimately the absolute same. And then you would be able to draw in or drag in percussion sounds or kicks into here. Like, I don't know, where do we have any kicks? Let's search through a couple nice packs of mine. Like, these 808 kicks are just my absolute favorite. This acoustic kick is good. We're gonna have to set it to one-shot mode here. One-shot mode here, so the sample plays from beginning to end. And again, double click creates you a MIDI clip like this. You can solo. And then go into fourth. So double click and type in 4, or maybe not. Yeah, like this. And loop it up. Maybe we have to adjust the start position. Yeah. Just like that. Got some phasing here. Maybe we can pitch this sample down a bit. Yeah. So we got our kick using the various different methods to create the kicks. So drum rack, samples, and the e-kick method. Now let's see if we can go for a hi-hat. So I'm gonna create a new MIDI track therefore, sampler. And this sampler is amazing. I really love Bitwig sampler. Especially when it comes to melodies and bass lines and stuff like that. Pretty cool. So we're gonna browse, look for hat. This one's good. Let's go for this. Sustain minus infinity. Decay, drag it down. Double click, create that MIDI clip. Double click that MIDI clip to enter this panel over here. And C3 should be the original pitch. Is that right? That should be right. So let's make sure that it's on 8th note. Hi-hat is placed on every second 8th note. So that's C4. Yeah, there we go. And then we can loop up this first little section over here. And what's cool about Bitwig is that I feel like it has all these devices that you usually have within Max for Live for Ableton Live. Let me actually double check if you guys, I hope you can, audio SSL2 plus. Okay, that should be working then, right? Read the chat really quick. Thanks for all the content, love it. Glad you are here. Thank you for the kind words. Thanks you. And then you can modulate using LFOs. Like, let's say I want to have an LFO here. You have different types of LFOs. You can hit OK. You can map the LFO, let's say, to the decay. Or click and then just drag like this. Yeah, and you got these note effects, MIDI effects. Some of them are freaking amazing. Like, look at the arpeggiator. Holy moly. So much better. Pretty good arpeggiator, I'm gonna be honest. I really love the arpeggiator in Bitwig. Also this ricochet effect. Holy moly. I'm not sure if it's working right now. I might have to put it somewhere after, maybe after the... Let's dial this back down and put him right here. No, I don't think you can hear it on this hi-hat, but that's not an issue. And then again, you can open up this little modulation panel over here. Hit plus, create LFO, maybe beat LFO this time. And then you can click here and all these panels highlight. They turn kind of white-ish. And you can assign the LFO to, let's say, the pitch of the third note. Velocity. Pretty cool. See how the velocity is always different in the gate? Pretty cool. It's more intuitive to add movement to samples and sounds this way, I feel like. Yeah, fun. Really fun little thing here. Anyway, what else we can do? I would like to mess around with the sampler, but before I do so, I would also like to... Do we have contact here? Contact 7? Yes, we do. See if we can open this up. Yes, I would like to access this. Ethno World 6. Oops. I didn't want that. Where can I access this? Bode, construction, all instruments. Ethno World 5. Key, string, world, percussion. Yeah, and then I want the... Yes. So MIDI track over here with contact loaded up. I want to create a shaker groove. Therefore, I must find the right region first. Let's lengthen this guy out a bit. So let's see if... So these seem to be... there we go. Yeah. And then we can loop this guy up here. Command L, and then lengthen the clip. It was all very similar to Ableton. Or maybe let's not loop it up. Let's unloop the section over here. Can I unloop it? Loop selected region. Loop selected region. I don't know if it's looped or not. Doesn't matter. Let's just drag this twice as long to bar 4. And take this loop. put it here. There we go. And we can start pitching these sounds here. So in this bottom left panel, let's say I want to pitch these samples. I'm not sure if I can do it for all of them at the same time, but let's see. So gain and pitch. Let's see here. Okay, it's in raw mode, but if we change it to Elastic Pro, we can then start pitching it. Let's do that for all these samples. Mode, Elastic Pro, and then start pitching them. Get a different transient. Nice. Let's add some more movement to this sound here. I don't know, so auto pan. Look, we even have a built-in auto pan effect. Really similar to live. How can I change the rate though? It must be here, right? So I'm gonna change the rate here to 16th. Reduce the pan amount. Yeah. Cool, so I have a drum groove going. Let's loop these guys up. Oops. Group these guys up, so highlight, Command G, call them drums. Give them a different color, like yellowish. There we go, do the same here. Highlight, ice pops. There we go. Just want to compare the kicks really quick. See if we can tune this one a bit more. Oops. For some reason it's not. Oh, this is pitch. But I'm pretty happy with the other one though. Or maybe, give me a second. Ah, here. It's also good. It's more electronic. I'll also go with this one. Give it a bit of a pitch mod here. Nice. Could work as well. Now let's go for some weird stuff. So I'm gonna create a new MIDI track with, here it's the other way around. It's here you have to type in Command T to create a MIDI track or an instrument track like this. And I wanna generate some percussions. So in Max for Live, I would do this using Sting. Some of you may know that video of mine where I use Sting, the MIDI effect track, to create or generate patterns. Here, there's a really similar way to do so, but I like using Arpeggiator because the Arpeggiator by Bitwig is more of a sequencer than an actual arpeggiator because you get controls over the individual steps and how they function. The only difference is that you need some kind of MIDI input signal here, but that's really not an issue. I feel like that's sometimes also better. Sting Max for Live device thing. Let me switch over to Ableton Live. Hello, Rajv. I think that's how your name is pronounced. So in Ableton Live, you have this device called Sting, which looks like this, which generates you MIDI patterns. You see, it gives you a MIDI signal over here. And Bitwig does not have that, but it's still good. And I'll show you in a second why. So let's say I have, I don't know, I'm going to go through a few samples that I like. Samples that I know are good. I'm going to go for some percussion one-shots. So drum hits, right? Perk. Not those. Let's go for this one here. Perk. Yeah, like this. Take all these guys, put them in here. And now we're gonna give this guy input signal. So drum machine here. Create that MIDI clip. And this would be our input signal, right? So right now it's playing the same note over and over. But if we, is there a randomize function actually here? I think I'm gonna have to add 1 second. Or maybe I can do it here as well. LFO section, random. And assign this to the pitch of the individual steps here. So it's always a different percussion. See? It's the same, man. It just generates you percussion grooves, which is pretty freaking dope. And I'm somebody who loves to use generative things to allow the DAW to work for me instead of the other way around. And this is just a fantastic way to do so, using these strategies. But instead of LF or random, we could use an LFO, something that's, or maybe, you know what, let's not use an LFO. Let's actually use the random because I want to keep it random. And you can assign this to literally everything. You can also skip a few steps like this. Assign the random to the velocity, so you have always a different jump in velocity on each and every single step. Also the gate, which I believe determines the length of the note. And also the octave jumps. So it jumps more into these other sections here, but we're going to keep that low. And I think that should be enough. There's this shuffle mode over here. We're going to keep that on. That's kind of weird. Why is it turning on and off? Maybe I have to delete this guy here. Yeah, let's actually replace this. So delete. Let's go for an LFO. Beat LFO preferably, and see if we can create something similar. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. So assign this to every single one of these velocity dudes. Gate as well. Tap, tap. Maybe some of these. Tap, 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 tap. And if we install a pitch, I believe here, so pitch, note transpose. I think it was this, yeah. Put it before the drum machine. Transposes the region of notes. So this one's dope. Nice. What if we transpose it here though? No, it doesn't change anything. Put it here. Let's load in some more percussion sounds so we get more variety. Therefore, let's go into another folder that we only got percussion loops here. No worries. Do we have any hits here? No, we don't want bass. So let's go through maybe knees folder here. Perk one shots. Dragging a couple of those here. Alright, so I have something that I like. I can duplicate this track over here. Right click the entire MIDI clip. Bounce in place. This is what I feel like is missing in Ableton Live. So I practically converted all that into an audio track in 1 second. So you duplicate your layer, right click, bounce into place. It's so simple, and I believe Ableton Live has a solution for this. You need a plugin called BIP, Bounce in Place by Max for Live. But again, it just feels like stuff like that should be implemented in the DAW, because that saves so much time, especially for sound designers who go through resampling processes on a very regular basis. Having bounce in place is such an important function. What's this DAW? It's Bitwig, Bitwig Studio 5. Hey man, I've been learning a lot from your tutorials. Thanks a million. Thank you as well. Please make a tutorial on low 105 BPM music like Precious Story by Armen Miran. Oh, Armen Miran fan. I'm an Armen Miran fan as well. Actually, one of my favorite artists. My favorite artist by far is Hraach. And I'd say number 2 on the list is Armen Miran. I don't know why, man. It's the Armenians. They're something else. Really talented guys. 105 BPM music. Well, we're really close to 105 BPM. We are at 110 BPM. So this one over here, it says hybrid because hybrid is literally a hybrid track. So you could load up MIDI and audio at the same time, which Ableton Live does not have, but I don't feel like it's so much of a difference. And we can repitch it here. And you don't have the beats forward transient mode in Bitwig, like beats forward transient. So let me jump into Ableton Live. If I have a sample, like this one over here, I drag it into an audio track, and I want it to be like this, right? Beats forward transient, dial it down. Really snappy. That's great for shakers if you want to create a tight shaker out of a loose shaker. And just overall a very nice function to have. Bitwig doesn't have that, but it has a few different options. You can go into stretch mode, rate at onsets. Onsets are the transients, and put it into this mode so you preview the transients only. See? Shortens out the sound a bit, but what I feel like is much better to use is, so I'm on this track over here, and I can add audio effects either here or here, doesn't really matter. I can also add it here. Transient control. This is an audio effect, and this basically acts very similar to beats forward transient mode. Here you have the attack and sustain. So you just have to dial up the attack a bit, dial down the sustain, the gain. And the other way around, you only get that sustain. And you can mess around with the time, get more transient. So it's pretty similar, I would say. All right, so we have ourselves a drum groove with some generated percussion. Did I actually do anything? Let me see if I... Yeah. And this guy down here is also pretty cool. I like how you can loop up sections similar to Ableton Live. So I could select this section, hit loop. See, pretty cool. And if I were to want to generate another drum groove, I would just simply go back here into my original drum machine layer and start tweaking the settings. So let's mute this guy. Change the pitch range here to a completely different range. Isn't that just cool? Duplicate this drum machine layer, right click the MIDI track, bounce in place. Delete these. Amazing, man. Amazing. So what I would do in Ableton Live with resampling, I do here with bounce in place. So bounce in place, one of my favorite ever functions to have. And especially if I'm doing sound design sessions like these, I really love using other DAWs because they give you functionalities that Ableton doesn't have. And again, I love Ableton. Ableton's still industry standard for me. Top notch, best DAW in the world. But it's just good to have different visuals every now and then. Train the mind to show that there's other things out there that work just as well as Ableton, and that gets you out the comfort zone, gets you out of that usual workflow, and it's fun. It's really just, it's fun. You should see it that way. It's a challenge, it's different. You don't have to stick with the DAW. Maybe there's a function that you really like in Bitwig that Ableton doesn't have, and let's say you want to do your mix in a different DAW like Logic or FL Studio, then do it in Logic or FL Studio. You know, there's something great about every DAW that, you know, this DAW does better than the other. There's always that one thing, whether it be the mixing panel overview, like Pro Tools, for example. Such a dry DAW. Like, I can't use it because the interface is just so chunky and I don't like it at all. But for mixing, very, very astounding how good it is for mixing, just because of the overview of the channels. In Bitwig, that's a bit different. Like if you hit M, you go into this mixing view over here, and you can't really drag it up to the very top, and it's kind of compressed. You can go into tab, but then you have this mixture of scenes. So again, this is very similar to Ableton Live. You can just drag in clips here. You have an overview of your different effects here, but it's not dedicated for mixing, right? It's not a dedicated DAW for mixing. It's for sound design. And you can really tell that this is a sound design DAW. So I want to generate a few percussion grooves right now. So I'm going to mute these here and just mess around with this drum machine. Let's pitch it up here. See if I can add some more MIDI effects, note effects. What's dribble? Is that doing anything? So that's doing something. This changes the shape. I don't know what this does. Not sure if this guy's doing anything, to be honest. Ah. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I can duplicate this guy again. Right click, bounce in place. Nice. Love that function. Go back into drum machine, mute this track and generate some more. Holy moly. Yeah, this even has like a Euclidean sequencer inside, which is just, it can be very overwhelming visually. And that's why I just try not to focus on what exactly which knob does what. I try to just mess around with different knobs and see what kind of sound I come up with. Duplicate and bounce into place. Mute the original and use all these together now. Whoa. Now I can just hit 2, so you get all these tools over here. 1 is the pointer tool, which I use the most. Then you get 2, which is the selector tool. And you can just select regions and hit Option A to mute them. Option A. Let's say I don't want this here. Did that work? I'm not sure if that actually worked. Yeah, no, I did not. It didn't work. No worries. We can just hit Command E then. And then highlight this section, hit Option A. Yeah, now it blends it out. Right, so now we have all these grooves playing at the same time. Maybe we don't want them to play at the same time. Maybe we just want certain sections of loops to play. So we can highlight a section, hit Command E to chop that one up. Similar to Ableton Live, Command E is also the same command to chop. And in Ableton, I'd hit 0 to mute the clip, number pad 0. In Bitwig, it's Option A. Option A to mute clips. You can also mute it here. Alright, and then I can just group all these guys together, call them perc, and select whatever, like I can go through these 4 patterns or 3 patterns and mute and unmute individual chops. So what you can do is also just chop up the sample like this very randomly, just highlighting sections, hitting Command E like this, blah, 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 blah. Then you can go back to the pointer tool and literally just Option A, 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 Option A. Just mute individual little snippets, and you can come up with a different percussion groove each time. Let's say I like this, so drum machine group, percussion group I mean. We're going to duplicate. Does that work? Duplicate? I'm not sure if that worked actually. Did it work? Did it work or no? Can I Command D this track? Oh yeah, there we go. You see now it's created a new percussion group. And let's see if we can bounce all these into place. Oh, there we go. It actually works. Nice. All right, so we can then go back into this guy over here, hit Option A. Option A, Option A. Select all these guys. Maybe we can do it for all of them at the same time. Does that work? Nope, it doesn't. So I'll have to do it for the individual clips. No worries. Option A, Option A. Dup, 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 dup. And then I can start doing that same process again and come up with a different groove. And then on this percussion, for example, I would load up a new audio effect. So hit D to open up the devices panel. Transient control. Start messing around with the transient a bit more. Let's mute out this group. Maybe just this snippet that I like. Or you know what? I don't have to chop it up here. I can also double click and just loop it up over here in this specific section. So loop. And set the start point to here as well. So we loop throughout the whole entire sample. Does this work? I'm not sure if it works. Yeah, maybe like this. Yeah. Okay, so we just have to click here. So it plays from here as well. Now let's go for polyrhythm. Extend this to 3 bars. Oh, yuck. Why does it have to be so weird? Okay, then I'll just do like this. Should work, right? Like that, yeah. Set the start position here. Yeah, okay, still getting used to it. This whole comping thing in the bottom panel over here. But you get the point, right? Like you can loop up sections similar to how you would do it in Ableton Live. I just don't understand why it's playing from here. I don't know how to set that. Oh, double click. But shouldn't I be able to do that for the whole entire sample? Like it only loops up at here. So I'm gonna have to move this guy, shift disable snapping. What's this guy? This is the cue marker. Can't I just loop him up? Command? No. Shift? Ah, so I can shift drag. That's helpful. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. I don't know how to do that. But anyway, this is the groove. Can also go back to the original groove here. Nice. So now let's move on to sampler. This guy is pretty awesome. It doesn't have this extra controls panel like you would have in the Ableton Live sampler. Acid Poly, yeah, I love Acid Poly. Will do in the future for sure. Hraach and Armen Miran both create divine music, no question about it. God tier, highest level eliteness. Yes, I agree. Hraach released his new album. Man, why can't I find it here? It's non-verbal. It's called non-verbal. Absolute masterpiece. Absolutely lovely. I love this album so much. It's a bit darker. It's kind of eerie, but it's still fun to listen to. Yeah, amazing artist. Amazing. Anyway, so we got browse samples here, and we can literally just browse through samples. Set the Q level here. Okay, this sounds kind of interesting. Let's see if we can do something out of that. So we can record on this track. Okay, Ableton Live is picking up MIDI as well, so let's disable that and move back to Bitwig. So let's play this and see if we can find the right snippet to loop. Can also go into this mode. So we select the start position of the sample here. You can also dial down on the loop region over here. And the cool thing is that we can play multiple notes at the same time and it triggers the sampler, which is amazing, which I feel like Ableton Live is missing. Yeah. Nose is scratching, as always. So. This is the crossfade amount. I love that E-kick. Yeah. Just want to find another sample though, so we can hit this folder section here. Like this one. And dial in on the region that we want to. And let's see if we can do some more with this guy here. So loop. So let's play the root note, which is the C, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 semitones up on the keyboard and play those notes at the same time. So we get the root note and the perfect fifth. See how it plays those notes simultaneously? That's pretty cool. And the way it triggers and having those two notes play at different speeds. The perfect fifth, it's not only going to play at a higher pitch, but it's also going to play at a different speed than the root, causing those rhythms to add up. And I feel like that's missing in live. The sampler is really good. You can still play multiple notes at the same time, but they will play as like chords. But here they play as two notes, kind of with different rhythms harmonizing with each other. See? Yeah. It gives you a bit more interesting results. We play that with the groove. My mom's calling. Give me a second. Gallo? Mhm. Ach, sie ist, glaube ich, in der Stadt oder so. Weiß ich gar nicht. Aber die kommt, also die war schon beim Arzt und so alles. Gut, gut. Kannst ja persönlich fragen, wenn ihr wieder da seid. Ja. Ja, sie war ja halt hier. Dann habe ich ihr das erzählt. Also hat sie mir das erzählt, meine ich. Ja, ist alles gut, alles gut. Ich livestream gerade, deswegen kann ich nicht so in Detail gehen, aber ich sagte das dann später nochmal. Oder Daria, also Quatsch mit dir nochmal drüber. Mhm. Na gut, okay, dann bis dann, ja? Alright, tschüss, tschüss, ciao. Alright, that was my mom. Let's go back to the stream. Now I just want to find the right sample. That's what's most important to me now. Okay, we're not going to use a kick. Let's go back into location, sound content, samples maybe. I don't know which sample pack we can use for this. Maybe let's go through. It's also great for bass lines. Let's go into. Have any pad? Let's type up pad here. So let's set the start position here. This to here. Create a loop. So it loops up here. A bit dark. Let's go to products. Some Daydreamer samples here. one's good. Good. Or this one. Let's go for this one. Now I want to make something more unique out of that sample. Loop it up here. Root node would be there we go. So it's not in time, but that doesn't matter. That's how we create looseness. So this time I actually want to resample it. How would I do that? You have this input-output section over here. Okay, it seems to be picking up my microphone for some reason. I hope that isn't doubling into the stream. Anyway, we want to take the audio from this track over here, right? FLT Afro Tonal Atmos. So we're going to have to select that here. Post mixer. And record arm this track, as well as this one. So we get to play in the MIDI note over here and record whatever's coming through here at the same time. So let's hit play or record and then hit turn off automation and hit play. So I don't want the MIDI to re-trigger. That's kind of weird. Why is it doing that? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this is the note that I want. So let's actually draw it in here. Yeah. Like this. And lengthen it out till the very end. So we got a loop playing like this. 2-bar loop. Perfect. Loop it up. Up, loop. And stretch it out. Now we have some MIDI input, so I don't have to hold it on the keyboard the whole time, which is more comfortable for me, and then I can just dial in on the right section that I want. So this might be a bit low. And now let's record arm. So record and let's hit play. now we can double click this guy over here and we can see all the takes that we've recorded. Let's mute the first one here. Chop this guy up perhaps. Yeah, nice. That's all I need. Can we fade in these? Yeah, auto crossfade. There we go. Wow, this feels like acid poly. What else we got in the chat? Bitwig Studio 5. This is called Bitwig Studio 5, the DAW that I'm using. Nice. Let's go back to the percussion here. So this guy over here, no, it's an audio track, but it still has the MIDI loaded up, so we don't need that. Hybrid number 3, let's call this one texture. Let's see if we can add the texturize plugin that I've been using a lot recently. Texturize. Yeah, there we go. Pretty self-explanatory. Just adds texture. Close my window really quick. So I like the vibe, but I feel like this one has too much low end. Delay. That's some more stuff. So what else we got? Time shifted a bit. Or maybe not. Let's try EFX fragments. Oh. Hit OK first. What I don't like about Bitwig is that once you hover over a plugin, it doesn't recognize its interface. So you see my mouse cursor, it's reacting to how it's reacting to the DAW. See, it doesn't adapt to the plugin, which I find to be incredibly annoying. Just a minor detail, but it's just a bit confusing. You see my mouse cursor? Like, it should stay like this the whole time, but it for some reason changes to these weird, which can be just a bit, yeah, a bit annoying, a bit confusing. Why does it have to feedback so crazy? Man, it scares me all the time. Anyway, you got a nice organic groove going. I feel like I'm missing a clap, so let's see if we can get some kind of clap going. E-clap maybe? Double click. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Just need to get the placement right. So every second, fourth note. Adaptive, fourth. Loop. Yeah, let's see if we can replace this. I don't like the sound so much. Clap. Do we have any other clap? Diffuse clap? Okay, that's interesting. Classic clap wide. That's from Texturize here. Okay, polymer. Bit high pitched. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Let's see if we can get some MIDI note action going. So what I'm gonna do is add a key filter. What key are we in? Let's disable this for now. So F minor. Yeah, this should be F minor. F minor. Let's look for presets. This one's good. Let's see if we can create chords. No, create note, link note, repeat, note, transpose, multi-note. Okay. Interesting. Very nice bass groove. Pitch it down. So let's pitch this guy down -12 ST. Cool. Man, it's getting sweaty in my room. So it seems to be playing a sequence of some sort. Maybe we can add an arpeggiator. Record arm this track. Input from Canada. And record. That's all I need. That really is all I need. Let's so this takes thing is a bit confusing for me. But it's just something that I need to get used to. So this mute. Yeah. For the second half, we might take this one here. So let's highlight this whole entire section and duplicate. Maybe not. Take the key filter, put it on this guy here. Yeah, this thing is really cool. I don't understand how to use it yet. But it's kind of like what makes Bitwig stand out, I heard a lot. the sound that I love. Convolution. Okay, let's duplicate this, see if we can come up with something new here with the second layer. Yeah, chill. So let's add one of these bass lines and chop it up. Now let's duplicate this pulsating pad layer and replace this synth with Diva. And go into our presets that we have here. And Afro, let's see what we got in here. Yeah, maybe like create something like this. Chord and didn't hit the one. No worries. Da, da, da. Why can't I hear it? Okay. This needs to be placed here. This needs to be longer. Can I double it, the length? Yeah, here type in 4. Loop length extended. And this same thing, just extend it here. Length 4. And make the loop from here to here. So we duplicate this entire section now. Accidentally overwritten that, no worries. Let's do like this then. Nice. Just add another percussion loop to the background. Process this one even further. Has a bit too much bass. Transient control. Nice. Let's duplicate this contact layer and look for a different sound. So let's go into library, contact instruments. Can I search here? Egg? Yeah, chicken egg shakers. Okay, I have no overview over this mixer panel, to be honest. Tool. This to the left. Copy tool. Tool is like utility. Tool is like Ableton's utility. Why did it copy this? The frick? Okay. Cancel that, son. Yeah, let's take this. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, whip, 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 whip. There we go. So we need to make it a bit tighter. Therefore shorten out the length. Let's bounce this into place. Bounce in place. Okay, so here's now where it's here's where it gets tricky now. I don't know how to quantize. Yeah, I don't know how to quantize yet, and I don't feel like Googling it, so I'm just gonna leave it this way. That's fine. Add an LFO tool so it swings along with the rest more. Yeah, that's nice. Add an echo to this layer so we fade it out more. Echo boy. Yum, 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 yum. Zack, zakalaka, zack. Just do the standard setting that I always use. See if we can chop this in somewhere. That was nice. Can I reverse it? I don't know. So this is from the Synthesia pack. I remember creating this. Let's see if we can pitch it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take this as a filler somewhere. Place it like here. Let's copy the Echo Boy from this channel here, put it onto this channel. One, two, three, four, 5. Afro vocals. From the Afro production suite. You just want to grab it. That's too much. Add a delay here, timeless. Not sure how long I'm gonna be streaming because my back's starting to hurt a bit. I'm gonna be honest. Take a bit of a break. What happens if we type in Armenian? Nothing comes up, okay. Let's take this entire section, duplicate it over, extend our loop length. Oh, this is so annoying. There we go. And take away the kick. I would like to use some kind of, let's see if I'm still logged into Splice. Let's read the chat here. What? It's called the grid. Do you only test Bitwig or do you? No, I'm just testing it. Ich teste es nur. But I might end up doing more tutorials on Bitwig just every now and then. Let's see. Armenian voice. Let's see. Let's dial it down just for safety.
One of the 103. Activate.
Oh my gosh, cringe. Armenian. See if we can filter by key as well. Key, we are in the key of F minor, I believe it was. Yes. Browse geo packs by this dude. Let's see if we got anything here maybe. Type key F minor. F, hello. F minor. No, nothing here. A bit cringe. Let's see. Do we have anything here? Maybe key F minor. Jesus Christ, give me some room here. There we go.
Your 3 home out. Boost. Out. Honey out.
No, still so not enough. Let's see, maybe we got some more though.
Don't deny me.
Sure. Okay, it's always so cringy to find vocals, man, on Splice. I don't know. Sometimes you find some that are really interesting. Most of the time they're just weird though. At least for house. I don't know, for deep house and house. Too jazzy, too many notes that I don't know.
Out. Boost.
No. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Let's just type up F minor here in samples and search for maybe yeah, nah. Let's just type in vocal here. Oh, this one's cool. Like a full-on break here. So how many bars is this? I think a bar. Is that so? An entire bar, yeah. Half a bar. Half a bar. And delete everything here. So we create a pause. And then re-enter the original drop phase. Didn't mean to put it there. Empty all of a sudden. Probably need some more automation. See if you can add this new plugin here. Recently got that I'm still getting into. to send up or set up a send or something like that. Don't know how to do that in Bitwig yet. Yeah. Door's ringing. Give me a second, please. Be right back. I'll play the song for you in the meantime. Yeah, I'll see you in a second, guys. I'm back. Hope you enjoyed listening to this song. Continue arranging it a bit. it's such a chill track, I feel like it's just not hitting hard here. So much going on. Need a hi-hat or here, something that just adds a bit more energy. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up just stemming this one out. Going through the individual layers, rebouncing everything, obviously not the Tulum sounds, like this one here. And the external third-party sounds, I'm just gonna merge a couple of tracks together, call it a new sound. Like this one, for example, plus this one. And the clap. That's going to be a top loop, for example. Might put this one in as well, like mix it in. Let's see. I don't know about this one because this is third party. Yeah, what else we got? Dip. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream soon. Again, been doing this for 2 hours, which is already longer than I expected. Do we have any comments here? Please, no. We already read that. Try the new audio plugin, standard clip. There's a Diva version, and you can per voice modulation in Diva, crazy stuff. Didn't understand it fully. It's called the grid. Okay, already had that. Hi Kevin. Hi Alice. Hi Woven. So nice to see, watch, and learn. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm just gonna give this track a playthrough, and I'm most likely just gonna stem out individual tracks. Like this kick here. Let's do that quickly, just to show you the process of how to stem out stuff. I'm kind of disappointed that you can't bounce sounds normalized, so I always need to add a limiter to my master channel and boost it up before I bounce out the sounds. Kick is just really flat. I feel like that's why the drop isn't hitting as hard. Yeah. So I'm just boosting it up so I can bounce it out. Command, how do I do this again? Command option, I think I need to select this first. 4 bars is enough. Command Shift B. Project master, open target folder, dither. Wave 24-bit, looks good, and then hit OK. And I want to bounce it into drums, loops. And again, these are sounds that are not yet out. I'm just messing around with them, coming up with a concept for a pack. Shaker loop 01. There we go. Now we have shaker loop. Here's a couple other sounds. Really high quality sounds. I like them. Whoa. Schon laut. Yeah. So I'm gonna bounce this one out because I like the texture. Ich bin gerade noch beschäftigt. Kann das kurz warten? Alright guys, I think I'm gonna have to spontaneously end the stream here. Got a visit from my grandparents. Ja, mache ich. Komm sofort. Anyway, guys, see you in the next stream. Gonna have to keep it short today. I enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Yeah, spontaneously gonna have to end.